Hello everyone and welcome back to my Star Citizen channel. We are in for some really eventful and interesting times because apparently there are more and more indications that something very big is going to happen at Invictus, and in two ways. First, it seems highly likely that we will finally see something about Squadron 42. That means a release date or something similar will be announced. That's the current speculation, and what is the speculation based on? It's based on certain things that have happened, such as Squadron 42 being removed from the buyback store. This means if you previously bought a game package including Squadron 42 or the game individually and melted it down, it's no longer possible to buy it back. CIG has apparently completely removed Squadron 42 from its store offerings. But why should CIG do something like that? Simply because pre-orders are likely to start now, and this is, to be honest, my opinion, and these pre-orders will probably be more expensive than what we bought years ago. The game will probably cost around $70, $80 or even maybe $90, and then there will likely be some kind of premium edition and so on, just like with Starfield. I could imagine the game even selling for $100. That's a strong hint. Also, on the Cloud Imperium Games homepage, you can see entries that have been added or removed again, and it's already being rumored that there will apparently be a big announcement at Invictus. The interesting thing is, I talked about this in my previous video. That was my assumption, and I had linked it to the lore of Invictus Week, and also the fact that if Squadron 42 is to be released in 2026, or has to be, then CIG doesn't really have much time left to advertise. I am taking a small risk here, but I really assume that the game will be available for pre-order at Invictus. I am aware of that, but I also explained that CIG doesn't need to advertise as aggressively as other publishers. Invictus is in May, and I would say until CitizenCon, when the game officially comes out and becomes playable, they would have a 5 to 6 months window to advertise the game. From my point of view, that would be a good time frame. Whether the game will actually be released this year, even though they have already confirmed that it will be released this year, I don't know. But it could also be that the game might be officially playable perhaps at the beginning of next year, maybe in the first quarter. I'm not sure, but I do assume it will be released this year. The other thing is, there are rumors, or rather it's actually confirmed, that the big battlecruiser will now also be a concept sale at Invictus. This is the last big ship that Cloud Imperium Games wants to sell as a concept sale. It will be a mega huge ship, probably somewhere between a Javelin and a Bengal in size. The reason people assume the battlecruiser is from Anvil Aerospace is due to two entries in the lore. Firstly, Anvil's description has been changed to state that they are taking the lead in the modern naval warfare. Reading that suggests a large ship that will be a game changer in engagements. Secondly, there apparently is a new ship page for a ship called Odin, which is still empty. The name Odin would perfectly fit a battlecruiser. It sounds like a large carrier ship that is heavily armed and similar to a Kraken or an Idris. Basically offers the ability to refuel and rearm large numbers of ships. This would also fit the marketing campaign for patch 4.8, as it introduces the ability to refuel and rearm ships. Since there will be space raids and refueling missions, which are primarily possible with large ships, this fits the battlecruiser perfectly in my opinion. Even if it probably won't be flyable at this year's Invictus, and perhaps not for next year or next 2 or 3 years, the concept fits perfectly, as ships like the Idris or the Kraken are currently predestined for such tasks. It fits perfectly with the sales story. I imagine it will be a super expensive ship. I'm curious to see what it looks like. And you know, in our Discord community yesterday, when these leaks came out, there was a pretty exorbitant mood and countless jokes were already being made about the new project. People shared various images there or generated them with the help of AI tools, showing completely absurd and totally oversized ships. With their thousands of windows and gigantic dimensions, these designs look more like a flying mobile hotels or huge luxury resorts than functional spaceships. Interestingly, the community's expectations seemed quite clear. Most had firmly expected Drake Interplanetary to finally unveil a capital ship, or at least, a bigger capital ship than the Kraken, which could be the battlecruiser. Let's see, what do you think? Are you hyped for Invictus this year? Somehow, I am hyped this year. Even if I most likely can't afford or don't want to buy this ship, I think it's really cool to see what they will offer and in which direction it's going. On the other hand, what really hypes me up, I have to say, is the fact that we are finally getting more details about Squadron 42. It's not much longer, friends. I think we don't have long until we can finally see and play the game and just enjoy the story, because I think what Chris Roberts has done, I mean what he has done there, will be ultra good. So compared to other single player campaigns, I imagine it less as playing a game and more as a taking on the main role in a movie. Through the cinematic masterpiece and the high caliber cast of characters in Squadron 42, we will be literally sucked into the subject matter, which will make the story extremely immersive in my opinion. Anyway, that's all for that. I wanted to give my opinion, and if you liked it, then leave me a like. And just a quick info, I'm working on the new penetration analyzer, that app I made to illustrate or visualize how armor works in the game. It's kind of a simulation and I'm almost done. I think it's even better now and I hope you will like it. I will present it in the next few days, maybe on the weekend, depending on when I get to it. Until then, stay healthy, see you next time, and yeah, by the way, my assumption was confirmed. Jared Huckabee confirmed the battlecruiser as the Anvil Odin. When I was preparing this video, I didn't have this information. Now it's confirmed, it is the Anvil Odin. And I think it's a really good name for a battlecruiser, my friends, isn't it?